Christos Anesti.
Halitos Anesti.
Christ is risen.
Truly is risen.
El Masih Ka'am.
Akakam.
Go. Yvonne. This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. What are we celebrating today? Who? I guess is the better question. Who are we celebrating today? Very good. Myrrhbearing γυναίκες, right? The myrrh-bearing women. And in addition to the myrrh-bearing women, we are also celebrating the two secret disciples of Christ. Nicodemus, who is actually a member of the Sanhedrin, right? Which we'll get into that in a second. And also Joseph of Arimathea, who we famously know is the one who gave up his tomb for the sake of Christ. What these examples today bring forward is really a witness to what the Orthodox Church identifies as a perfect offering. A perfect offering. We think about this and we have to get into the mindset here. Number one, the myrrh-bearing women. The myrrh-bearing women who during the time of Christ, we must understand, we're really not supposed to be going anywhere without the company of a man. The myrrh-bearing women who, in addition to this societal fact, also understood full well that followers of Jesus Christ and all who praise him will be persecuted by two groups, the Jews and most especially the Romans. The Romans who had set a guard out in front of the tomb. They knew that they set the guard out in front of the tomb because they saw it within their own eyes. We hear within the gospel narrative. They saw it with their own eyes. That a centurion guard was set in front of the tomb. So it's one thing to be persecuted by the Jewish people, the people who you identify with, the people who you are a part of, the people who ultimately you're going to see on the day-to-day. But it is something completely different to recognize that you will also be seen as an enemy of the state if you associate with Jesus Christ or those who follow him. Or if you're able to be identified as somebody who even bears interest. And so these myrrh-bearing women, we know that Theotokos was one of them, Mary Magdalene, another one, Salome, another one. There were several others that are mentioned throughout the various gospel narratives, but we're talking about a group of women, a group of disciples of Christ. So it's not like they can be easily hid. And so this courageous group of disciples make this perfect offering. Why do we call it a perfect offering? Because it's not an offering of convenience, is what we're trying to get at here. They're not making this offering because it's easy for them. On the other hand, nor were they forced into making this offering. As is demonstrated by Christ's male disciples, at least the majority of them, you don't have to do anything. You can go run and hide. And you can stay in that hiding place for as long as you want until the heat cools down. And hopefully you can make your way out of Jerusalem, still holding your head where it's supposed to be. However, this perfect offering, which was neither convenient nor was it forced, is made by the myrrh-bearing women as a true sacrifice of praise. They went to that tomb without fear, fully expecting death. How do we know that it was without fear? Because they prepared for it. This wasn't just some spur of the moment thing. Again, taking our mindset back to the time of Christ, these offerings of myrrh oil had to be prepared, which is why it wasn't happening immediately following the burial. They had to be made ready. And so this whole time they're making ready, hearing about all of these things that are happening surrounding the people who associate with Christ, hearing about all of these warnings coming to their tribe, coming to their group. Nevertheless, they continue the preparation. And not even thinking twice about what are we going to do with that which we have prepared. We're going to make our offering. End of story. That great stone in front of the tomb is neither barrier for them. They don't even think twice about whether we should or we shouldn't. They had a